The reigning co-host. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so I guess, this stream, as you had said, is going to be sort of a extension of DJI Workshop. I just posted a link over there, so hopefully some people come over here and visit us from there. But later in the show, what we want to do is sort of look at people's footage, critique it, and we also want to give some tips. And I think that you mentioned something about having a member of the week, possibly. I know, yeah. It's awesome. Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I agree. And if you guys aren't yet a member of, if you guys, they're saying that your feed is muted, saying you're not talking. Yeah, it says no audio from Ken. Just some people in the chat are saying that your feed is muted. If you guys want, as we were just talking about workshop, I'm gonna put a link here for you guys in the chat. Oops, it says that. You know what, Ken, you got me blocked. I can't send any links. So once Ken gets his audio figured out, and once he, possibly makes me a moderator or something, I'll be able to throw a link for you guys in there, and you guys can go ahead and join DJI Workshop if you'd like. I just checked; we have 4,299 followers, or I guess members. And again, what's awesome about it is it's not really followers. It's like everyone can come together. They can give people advice. They can, just talk drones. I know myself. It'll probably It'll probably be a little bit delayed. Yeah, so Bill just posted the link to the Facebook group if you guys want to go and join it. He's Coast to Coast Drones here on YouTube. Um, and again, I mean, it's a ton of fun. We're trying to implement some new things for the group to kind of have everyone interact together. You, Now he says I'm lower. Maybe I'll just have to talk louder. I like this whole background you've got going on though. The little thing you made. So I guess today something that we wanted to kind of discuss. I don't know if we're going to get into this right now or later, but at NAB 2018, we saw two new things from DJI: the Force Pro and the Master Wheels. And I just kind of started doing my research on this. Cool. Like I know. Yeah, I've got no idea. I think through OBS, or maybe I'm not sure if it's through OBS or through YouTube itself, but you can choose the actual interval. So if you go at a lower quality or a lower resolution, then you're able to stream faster. Still says nothing from you. Yeah, cool. I'm. Oh man, it feels so special. Working out the kinks, man. I know. Yeah, it looks like you're frozen too. Yo, me and Ken are both rocking the AirPods. You you guys can't see it because he's frozen right now. But even John's got the AirPods too. All about the AirPods. Can can you switch your source? Ah man, he probably can't hear me anymore. Yeah, I'm all good. You're frozen. Or Bill Bill saying, "Hey, I finally got an iPad Mini." Didn't you get that iPad Mini a while ago? All right. He says he can hear me full now. Yeah, he said full for me. Hey man, first one, you got to work out the kinks. All right, so you just disappeared off the stream. Cool. All right. Yeah, it's a thing about webcams is they're like so hit or miss. It's like printers for me. I've got a I've got an HP printer and that's terrible. Just try to select a different source. Okay. BK's my thoughts on Osidolev. He's given us some good information so far about the Mavic Air. Um, but that's about it. I don't think we've really gotten any other information. I mean, he's given like a lot of like helpful hints, I guess. Like he started talking about master wheels, but I feel like he probably picked that up from another source because I saw a bunch of people talking about master wheels. Also, some of the stuff that he said about the Mavic Pro 2, I think that Ken was probably one of the ones that got the most upset about that tweet where he basically just cropped down on what an original Mavic Pro was. And at first, when I saw the picture, I was like, man, there's like no change to this drone whatsoever. And it turns out that it was literally just the Mavic Pro. So I think my overall opinions on Osita is that I wouldn't take anything that he says legit. I'd kind of take it with a grain of salt. And you know, it's just fun to speculate, and I feel like that's what he's doing. He has a bunch of these different concepts. He's got drawings of his drones. He's got drawings of different girls that he likes. I think overall, probably shouldn't trust Osita. I follow him. It's cool to see some of the things that he has drawn up, and he tries to take a lot of credit. Like he's always talking about how DJI engineers are like taking his designs when I really don't think that that's the case. So I don't know.
Ooh. All right. I think I got it. I don't know. Can anybody hear me in the world of YouTube? Jesus.
Hey, okay, you're back.
I don't know what happened. Welcome to live. I'm back. This is so you were talking about Osita, right?
Yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at right now.
I was in webcam like world, so like if anybody thinks it's easy to have a live stream, I implore you to try to do this with 2 people using Skype. It is crazy. Google Hangouts is definitely the default easy go-to method for.
Yeah, it's tough. And saying it's stuttered. That's so weird. Testing, testing. Yeah, put the, put that thing away for now. Yeah, it is coming through really well. The audio was lagging a little bit for me for a little bit. Maybe it seems like you're muted again. Yeah, I've got no idea. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's precision control. Wait, are you still muted? You promised me this time. Pinky promise. You still there? Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. Out in the yeah. All right, so I'll let Ken figure out his audio situation. Right now, what I'm going to do is discuss a little bit, as far as what I know about Master Wheels and Force Pro. Again, I need to do a little bit more research on this. I'm gonna probably post a video about this later tomorrow. But essentially, these are different ways to control your gimbal, and I'm not talking like an Osmo Mobile. We're talking about the Ronin S and the Ronin 2. The Ronin S is like the handheld gimbal for your DSLR, whereas the Ronin 2 is the big, two-hand gimbal, the Steadicam looking thing almost. And basically, these are two different ways for you to control your gimbal. The Master Wheels has three different wheels. It's like a modular design. And let's see, I'm reading here. It says that there are three stainless steel wheels. And from here, you can control the different movements of your gimbal, the yaw, the pitch, the roll, everything like that with these wheels. And they're very precise, apparently. You can plug it in to get zero latency or less latency. You can plug right into the gimbal, but also it will work wirelessly. Now, the cool thing is the Force Pro. And I have not even heard about this. I heard a little bit about Master Wheels, but nothing about the Force Pro. And this allows you to kind of have like a lighter gimbal setup with the Force Pro on it, and you can kind of move the camera as you want it around, and then the camera on a separate gimbal will move around. So it's a lot lighter, and you can be further away from the gimbal, and you can move around, and then the camera itself will move too. I mean, in my opinion, that's really interesting. That's probably the best thing that has come from DJI in terms of gimbals in a while. Like, that's very innovative. Never seen anything like it. Also, another thing I want to be known, this is not for consumers. I was looking up a little bit about the price. DJI, let's see, it says that the DJI Master Wheels is $8,000. It's 8 grand for the 3-axis model. The 2-axis model is 6 grand, and the single wheel control module is $2,500. So, like, if you want to get the lowest level, like Master Wheels, $2,500. It looks like the DJI Force Pro is going to be available for $1,200, but to the best of my knowledge, that's only going to be that little like cell phone looking screen thing. If you guys aren't sure what I'm talking about, you can go look up DJI Force Pro and find out a picture. It actually says Ronin right there on the front of it. That's only going to cost you $1,200. But again, it's that little, modular, or that little cell phone looking device. And from there, you need to mount it on some sort of Steadicam to control it and move it around. So some of this stuff still confuses me. I feel like I've got a really good grasp on the Spark, the Mavic, and the Phantom series of drones. But in terms of all this cinema stuff, I still got to get it down. The thing is, though, I just don't know when we'll see another drone from DJI. I mean, we're gonna try to stay away from all types of speculation, just because speculation, it's as fun as it is to do. You can only do so much speculating. And I posted a video today about my Phantom 5 wish list, and a fun fact, I actually, I wanted to. I wanted to kind of make this more known. I forgot to say it in my video, but I did post a comment that I made a Phantom 5 wish list back in December of 2016. So, I mean, so long ago. All right, yeah. So Bill is saying, can you talk about your Phantom wish list? The 6 things that I had were like the 6 things that I just pulled from my mind, and I probably could continue to go on about my wish list for the Phantom 5, but I spared you guys, and I only went on for probably, I guess, 4 minutes, or actually I think it was more like 7 minutes, something like that. Um, but I think that the number one thing on that list is waterproofing. Waterproofing was something that I left for the end of the video just because I thought that that was probably the most important thing that I want to see in the Phantom series of drones. To be honest, I want to see waterproofing in all of the drones, whether it's a Spark, a Mavic, whether it's the Phantom or the Inspire. The Matrice is one of the newest professional drones. It's newer than the Phantom 4 Pro, and it's also newer than the Inspire 2, so it's a no-brainer that would be waterproof. But hopefully with an Inspire 3 or other drones in the future, we'll see waterproofing because I really don't know of any drone right now that's waterproof except for the Matrice 200. And someone actually said
testing.
Someone said
Still messing with
what's my thing with the Matrice series? They said that I was like obsessed with the Matrice series, and I kind of am. I think that right now that's the best drone that DJI sells. I couldn't even tell you a price point on it though. I haven't really looked into it, and they don't even have it for sale on their website. I don't think you can buy it. You have to like place an inquiry about it. So to the best of my knowledge, it's probably more money than the Inspire 2, although I could be wrong. The dual gimbal setup is pretty cool, being able to hold two different payloads, although that is like primal commercial use. Yeah, here's
my audio is back finally.
Is it back?
Yeah, it's back.
Awesome.
I gotta tone it down, but it's back anyways.
Very loud.
Yeah, it's very loud. Yeah.
You know what? Rick just said it's too hard to keep up with all the new stuff. I totally agree. And like, I feel like being on YouTube, my thing is to stick up and keep with all the new stuff. But it is tough. I mean, seeing all the stuff that DJI is releasing, I mean, drone after drone after drone after drone, and how they all have these different, what are they called, features? It's really hard to keep up with.
Def.
All right, so you're back.
I am back. I'm toning down the level here. All right, I think we've got everything back here, guys. I apologize for all these audio issues. It's trial and error. You know what's interesting though? Like we talk about the Phantom 5 or the hopes for Phantom 5, and then we see the Master Wheels. I think it's exciting to see these cinema quality things because it's just further put in DJI, basically, making them synonymous with the filmmaking world, and all these little things are going to start trickling down to the new drones, the new devices, the new gimbals. I guess I got to step way back from this webcam, but
like overall, it's like cars. You see BMW and you see Audi, how they're coming out with all these different technologies in their cars, but that stuff trickles down to the Chevys and the Fords, and that was more, I guess, prevalent back in the day, I guess, when I wasn't even driving. But now you see all these brand new features like wireless charging coming to cars like BMW and Mercedes, and we'll see those trickle down to the Fords eventually. And that's the same thing that goes with any drone. I mean, when the Inspire 1 came out, it was the first drone that could shoot 4K, but now we've got the Phantom 4 Pro that can shoot 4K at 60 frames per second. It's just a matter of time before it all trickles down.
Yeah, and I think that's huge. We talk about the prosumer line, like the people who want just a little bit more, but they're not ready to step into that, Inspire territory. My biggest thing is being able to keep up with these things, and if they don't make these drones modular at some point, it gets to the point like, do I really want to upgrade, every year just to be able to keep up with the way technology is going? That's my biggest thing is modularity. Is so huge. I would rather buy, a $700 camera versus having to buy a drone.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing is that DJI is going to make more money off of being able to sell drones with the camera built in, because if you want to upgrade the camera, you have to buy a whole new drone. But imagine a future where when you go to buy a drone, it's almost like a camera. You can buy the lens and then you can buy the body, right?
Yeah,
therefore
absolutely.
You can buy the drone and then you can buy the lens that you want, or you can buy the camera that you want. Whether you're buying a drone for inspection purposes and you want that zoom camera, boom, you're able to do that. And then let's say you've got the drone now and you're perfectly fine with the performance, the battery, the flight time, everything. Then you can just go out and buy a new camera. I mean, it makes total sense.
Yeah, it's, you know, for like with the Phantom lineup though, that's the only thing I wish is there was a way to make them a little bit more portable. And I get that they never will, just because we still have the Mavics, and that is their portable line. But I think that's important to understand. Like, I don't think we will, you know, like the Mavic really needs to have that 1-inch sensor. I mean, I don't think people really realize like how much has to go into put in a 1-inch sensor on a drone, how much tech has to be there. And I just don't think the Mavic is large enough to really support that. And I don't think there's a need for it, because then there's like, okay, well, if you have a 1-inch sensor here, why do we need that Phantom? Like, you know what I mean? It comes a point where it's like, all right, now we're treading into other lineups and they start competing with themselves. It's a little strange.
And someone that works for DJI, I was actually at CES, and they had told me that the reason that the Spark cannot shoot 4K is so it wouldn't compete with the Mavic, which makes total sense. I mean, the Spark has a 4K sensor, but it can't shoot 4K. So it's coming to a point right now where DJI has all these drones, and they don't want to step on the toes too much of the other drones. Like, they don't want the Mavic Air to come out and step on the toes of the Spark or on the Mavic Pro. So it fits perfectly in between those drones. And right now, if people want a drone, it's like I got to do some digging to find out what they want from a drone and then recommend it to them. Whereas it was more cookie cutter when only the Mavic Pro and the Phantom 4 were out. People would say, oh, which drone do I buy? I'd be like, all right, what do you want, camera quality or portability? Because that's the only two things I need to know. But now you got 4 different types of drones you could recommend.
So let me ask you something, and this is something that's really never talked about. But the Spark. So the Spark came out, and then, you know, we've got the Mavic Air this year. Do you think we're going to see a Spark 2? I mean, is there a need for a Spark 2 at this point, given the fact that now we have the Mavic Air and it's obviously folded up. It's way smaller than the Spark can be. It's portable. It's versatile. It's got a 3-axis gimbal. I mean, do we need another Spark? I don't think we do. I love the Spark, but I don't think we need it unless if it's stupid cheap.
No, I agree. And I think that the Spark is like perfect right now, being able to shoot 1080p video. The battery, it has all that stuff. So I think that as of right now, we probably won't see like a new Spark this year or really anytime soon. But going down the line, when there's a bigger gap between the Spark, which is your starter drone, and let's say the Mavic Air 2 or maybe the Mavic Pro 2 or anything like that, when there's that bigger gap, then they'll come out and give it a refresh, whether it's a sleeker body, better battery, better camera, or something like that. But as of right now, I think the Spark is perfect. It's going to stay as their consumer level drone, and it's just going to be the Spark. There probably won't be a Spark 2 or like a Spark Pro or anything like that, because if you want the Spark Pro, it's the Mavic Air. I mean,
right, exactly. And that's my thing is like, I think if they can just keep the updates rolling and keep selling the Spark. But I mean, for me, the perfect price point for the Spark and totally being realistic would be $299. $299 is totally realistic. I don't think that's outlandish at all.
And I wish it would come with the remote. I really do.
I think the remote's essential. And you know, something that frustrates me with the Spark is the fact that you don't get OTG. There's no OTG.
I know. Yo, and I've got to say, I was actually talking to someone who DM'd me on Twitter today about the Spark, and he said that the range is crap. It really is. Coming from like the Phantom 4 Pro where I can fly a mile and be fine, and then I come to the Spark and I can't fly like 500 feet without having all this skipping. It's like, it's just really annoying.
I don't fly my Spark very far, and I don't fly it very far because I don't trust it.
I know, me too.
Because I know if it just go ahead.
What's funny is I was trying to do a video where I compared all of the different drones, all the cameras, and I never ended up posting the video because it was terrible. But I took the Mavic Pro, the Mavic Air, and the Spark with me, and I got a bunch of shots with the Mavic Pro, and then I put the Mavic Air up, and it's a little bit tougher because it has shorter flight time, and I put the Spark up, and I couldn't get the same shots, like all like 6 different shots that I got with the Mavic Pro. I had to land the Spark and put a new battery. I mean, the flight time between the Spark and the Mavic Pro is a big difference.
Yeah, it really is, and it's. I'm not saying the Spark is trash because for somebody the Spark is an amazing device, and it will continue to be fantastic and perfect and everything you would want it to be. I just hope that DJI continues to support that and realize they need sort of that entry level drone. I would actually be okay if they tried to limit it a little bit, like brought it back. So, you know, it would fall under different jurisdictions as far as drone support goes. You know what I mean? Like, because you look at the Phantom and you can fly ridiculously far, and obviously the FAA looks at these drones and they're in a different class at this point. So I think you know, not only does the Spark need to exist, but I think the FAA needs to recognize that there are different drones for different situations, and they need to be classed differently. We're no longer in a situation where every drone is the same and they should all be lumped into one class. Because look at the Tello. I mean, where the hell does this fall
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't get any warnings like, hey, I'm in a restricted airspace, because they know that this is not going to interfere. So I think that the Spark needs to be classified sort of like that, so it can be used by more people, you know, for what it's for.
A couple of things. First of all, about the airspace thing, I think that the FAA needs to bring in like some drone experts. I don't even know if there's such thing as a drone expert right now, because they've been out for, you know, however long, or have been popular for however long. But they need to bring some people in who really know what they're talking about drones, and not about like 747s, you know? Like,
yeah.
Like, we're talking like these different classes of drones. And I don't think you should go by weight, because weight does not determine the power of a drone, you know? Like, going by weight, I think, is just, it blows my mind. I wish they went by some sort of different classification, like range and speed, or range and power. Also, someone said, where is it? Half Chrome. First of all, he said the Spark is terrible without the remote. Totally agree. I can't fly a drone without a remote, regardless.
But that's an effect. You know, the Spark. It's funny though that I can get OTG to work on iOS. Android doesn't work at all. I mean, you can launch it, but you get no telemetry data through the remote, which is just weird. Like, there's so many inconsistencies. You know. And I even tried Air Maps, because my thought was, okay, let me see if Air Maps will show me the data, like show me the battery percentage. It won't even recognize the Spark as OTG capable. So that's not even an option. It's just, I don't know. I like the Spark, but I'd rather travel with the Air, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's the form factor of the Spark. It doesn't fold. Like,
it's sort of awkward.
They probably could have made the Spark fold, but it's just like an awkward drone to travel with. And also, it doesn't come with a gimbal guard, and like you have to use an aftermarket one. I just wish that it came with one.
I know, because I just want to chuck it in a bag without worrying about like breaking the gimbal. It is a beefy gimbal though. Yeah. But I'm always afraid of break. That was the first thing I did when I think that's like my number one upgrade for the Spark. I would recommend a gimbal guard. Like, that's the first thing you do. You buy a Spark, you buy a gimbal guard. It's not like what you would think about like when you buy a drone, but you need a gimbal guard for that. Mm-hmm. And then the second thing is the battery straps.
What do you mean battery strap?
Yeah, the strap to go behind the battery, because the way the Spark battery is, I've broken a couple of clips, taken the batteries out, and if you know, you don't realize that the battery will shoot back out, so there's a clip that can go over the back.
That's cool. I never seen that.
I didn't think of it until it happened to me.
Here's one thing that I want to talk about, and I've wanted to make a video on it, although I just really haven't gotten the time to it, or the time to do it, is the Mavic Air's gimbal does not like sport mode. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, it's a little goofy.
It's like, as soon as you throw it in sport mode and you push the throttle forward, the gimbal shoots downwards.
Yeah, you know, I don't play with sport mode a lot on it, because the video gets really choppy, and it's just not enjoyable, like when I look back at the footage. So I don't mess with it too much. The other thing I don't like about the Mavic Air is when it launches. Like, I don't know. Does it feel like it just like sort of wants to flip or something? I don't know. Like, the way it launches, like, I don't know. It's just awkward.
I haven't noticed.
I mean, I think it's because it's like sort of tilted at launch. Like, the front sits higher, and it just sort of, I don't know. But I feel like the rear thrust, at least on mine, because I was trying to figure out a way to hand launch it, like safely hand launch it.
I'm thinking about that too. Yeah, I made the videos on like how to hand launch and how to hand catch your Mavic Pro. I got so much hate, I'm not even going to try to make a video on that for the Mavic Air.
Well, the only reason I want to hand launch it is because there's an island. Like, Florida has this weird rule. You cannot launch or land in a state park here. But you can fly over it. You can fly around it. But there's a state park, like with this lighthouse, it looks badass. I'm like, okay, if I basically launch from my hand from a boat that's not moving, FAA, not moving, then I could fly around the island. Anchored. I'm going to be anchored, not moving. Drifting doesn't count. I could fly around it, but I need to hand launch it, because trying to launch off the boat, like I did that before with my X-Star in the water. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I don't want to have that happen again.
No, yeah, and Bill is saying that the Mavic Air needs to be quieter.
Dude, it's loud. It's loud.
Yeah, I think that goes for the Phantom 4 Pro too. But as far as the Mavic is concerned, it's like a whining noise, you know?
But you know what though? Going back to the colors of the Phantom, like if the Phantom 4 Pro wasn't so loud, I probably would have lost it like 5 times by now. Even though you can see it like in the maps. Like I was flying yesterday, couldn't see it. I can hear it, but I couldn't see it. If it was quieter, I'd be like, where the hell is it?
If you had the choice right now between an Obsidian Phantom 4 Pro and a white Phantom 4 Pro, which would you go with?
Oh, I'd go Obsidian all day long. It just looks
me too.
like I'm a big fan of matte black everything, and I know it's like
Me
totally,
too.
Everything murdered out like just black. I know it's totally overdone, but just black looks so great. And when you're looking up at a white sky, like who thought, let's make a drone the same color as a cloud? Like who thought that?
Well, that's the people are trying to say that your electronics are going to heat up if it's black, but like
you're moving so fast, you have wind. I don't understand that.
And your drone's going to be up in the air for 30 minutes, and then you're going to bring it back down, and then maybe another 30 minutes. So let's say tops it's going to be in the air for like 2 hours, right? And it's like, I don't think 2 hours is enough to retain that much heat and bring in that much heat.
Exactly. So you can only fly these drones at best. The best, 30 minutes a clip?
Yeah, about.
So, I mean, I don't know. Next drone, make it have better ventilation, better performance, with the internal coolant. For me, it's something that I not really talked about very often, but I would like to see better battery life. And I'm not talking about flight time. I'm talking about longevity.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm looking at my Phantom 4 Pro right now, and I see no ventilation on the front. I mean, the Mavic Pro, the Mavic Air, the Spark, all has some sort of ventilation in the front, and then vents obviously shooting out the back. But the Phantom 4 Pro, as far as I can see, has no ventilation. Well, there are vents along the arms, I guess, but there's none of that frontal ventilation when you're flying forward.
So your wish list was to get waterproofing. Your last thing was get waterproofing. It's sort of hard. Like, how do you waterproof? I mean, I guess you could. I mean, you could do waterproofing. I mean, there is a drone that's waterproof, the splash drone.
Oh, I've never even heard of that.
Dude, it's funny. Like, people rag on like Autel for imitating like the Phantoms, but this looks like an old Phantom 3. It's the splash drone. I think Dustin Dunhill has done it. He lives out in Hawaii, so he does a lot of reviews on these, and he'll like fly, like he'll come down from 50 feet and just smash into the water on it. And I mean, it's like he's got a GoPro and it's like fully submersible, and then he can launch from in the water. You can launch unless it flips upside down, then you're screwed. But I mean, I'd be stoked with that.
I'm gonna throw a link into this description really quickly. Into the comment or what the chat real quick.
Yeah.
This is a video I made about this drone. It uses the DJI Zenmuse X3. I believe DJI parts like motors and such. I'm going to put the link right there for you guys to check it out, although it's clickable. This uses DJI tech. It uses Lightbridge. It uses Zenmuse, and it can land on the water.
What?
Totally waterproof. I hope you got to scroll down a little bit. And
I'll click it, but I'm afraid to click on anything right now because I don't want to break we got good mojo right now. We've got audio. The stream bitrate is good. Like, I'm very happy, minus the few select issues we've had. It's, weird.
I mean, okay, so I'm looking at the drone, and let me try to explain to you what this looks like. So it's a big white housing, okay? It's like a big waterproof housing, and on the front, there's this bubble, and you can see inside is the Zenmuse X3 sitting there in the drone, and underneath it has these little, like, legs for it to sit on, but on the sides of it, it has these huge buoys to land on the water. And then on top of it, it's an octocopter, or it's a hexacopter. It's got 6 motors, and they all fold in together. And then when you're ready to fly, you extend them out so that it turns into the hexacopter, and you take off.
See, I would love to see DJI produce like a consumer hexacopter. I don't know. Have you ever seen? Have you like the Typhoon? I'm not a fan of Unique. I mean, they make some interesting products. I don't like a proprietary controller for one. But the Unique, I just thought it was cool. When it loses a motor, it just goes into a spin. I don't know why you would lose a motor, but if it happens, I mean, at least you have that backup. But it just looks so cool, and they're fast. They're stupid fast.
People are saying that page wasn't. It did say that the page doesn't exist. You can click on that link again if you guys want to, and just check out their site and poke through. I was talking about the Hex 2 Pro, Hex Pro 2.
Yeah,
whatever
or
it
just
is.
go to quadh2o.com, guys. Quadh2o.com.
Yeah, I put another link in there for you guys. It's quadh2o.com. It's like, I think the Pro version's like $1,700, so we're talking like $200 more than the Phantom 4 Pro. But it looks like from the design of the drone itself, the gimbal can't really look straight down unless there's like a glass. I
wonder if you get like some sort of glare off that though.
Yeah, like a glass floor. I mean, their website's nice. Their website's pretty legit. I'd love to be able to check it out. I've reached out to them, but I haven't gotten anything back. I also reached out to Intel. Dude, I would love to check out their drone.
Dude,
but
Intel's got some crazy stuff. You know, it's like, it's weird. It's so weird, like seeing the top like tier YouTubers get like these drones and get all the inside jump on it. Like, I don't know. It sort of sucks. I envy them. I envy them, no doubt. But
yeah.
You know, I'm sure like things are already out and like, you know, they already have access to some of the Intel stuff, but like I would love to see somebody else step up to the plate.
What do you mean? Like just, another drone manufacturer?
Yeah, just another drone manufacturer. Just come out swinging, you know what I mean? Just that needs to happen, cuz I mean, I'm not saying I'm tired of DJI, but I want to see somebody else bring something else to the table. Yeah, Swell Pro. That's it. Swell Pro. I'm sorry, Splash Drone. Swell Pro is the name. Thank you, California.
DJI releases all these great drones, but imagine how much better they could be if they had someone on their heels, like nipping at them, saying, like, you know?
Absolutely.
I mean, look. So I played. This is like a total, like, this reference doesn't even relate to drones whatsoever. But I played the cross goalie, and I had someone else who's in my same grade play the cross goalie, and I wanted to play the whole season. So therefore, it made me better. You know, there's competition.
No, I agree, and I use the analogy all the time as I talk about the casinos. I'm a card player, and you know we have Indian casinos here, and you walk in there any given day, the tables are like $25 minimum. Mm-hmm. But you go to like Vegas or Atlantic City, you can walk in any one of those and play for like $5 a table because there's competition at every corner. Maybe not so much in Atlantic City anymore. I mean that's your neck of the woods now, man.
Well, that's the thing is, it was the whole thing about Pennsylvania is people would drive to Atlantic City to go to.
Now they don't have to. They don't have to.
Exactly. They're opening up around here slowly. I mean, each town has like their casino that they could go to, where you can drive instead of 2 hours to Atlantic City, I can drive to Valley Forge, like King of Prussia. Westchester doesn't have a casino. I mean, you know what?
I thought it was the Harrah's. Where's that? Chester?
Yeah, the Harrah's is in Chester. And the what's it called? The Valley Forge Casino, King of Prussia area. I don't know if you've heard of the King of Prussia Mall. It's like one of the biggest malls in America.
Yeah,
it's not as big as the Mall of America, but they're constantly building up King of Prussia. I mean, they're almost extending it as a part of Philadelphia. Like they call it like I Fly, for example. They say I Fly Philadelphia, and it says King of Prussia. Like so. There they have a casino. That's pretty big. But again, I mean, the competition, relating this back to drones now and going away from casinos.
Exactly. So the idea is we need a competitor to step forward. Personally, I don't, I'll say it here, I don't think Autel will be that competitor because you don't show something 3 months ago and then just go like total damage control mode anytime somebody says anything about a product. You know, I was really pulling for him, but, you know, nothing's happened. 3 months. So
California Drone said that Apple should enter the drone market or enter the drone space. I just don't think that they're like in that realm. Like I could see why GoPro would want to come out with a drone, right? I mean, it makes sense. And
right,
let's
absolutely.
say if, like,
but they did it too late though.
Yeah, like let's say if Nikon came out with a drone, I mean, it would make sense, or Canon if they, took a stab at it. Like I know that sounds crazy. That would make sense. But it's like Apple is not a camera company. I mean, they've got great cameras on their phones, of course.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's their space. And while if they totally failed at it, it would be fine. They'd be able to recuperate easily. But I just don't think it's their space.
Yeah, and they really can't like diversify like in that manner. I mean, they shouldn't. Like they got into cars, they're doing something with self-driving cars. They're doing here. I think they can power technology, like they can make technology to power, a drone possibly. Like that would be, cool to see. But again, it's like who's going to buy it? You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure that people would buy it. And anything with an Apple sticker.
Well, let me rephrase that. It's a very targeted audience at that point.
Here's
It's just
Go ahead.
weird. It's just weird. It would be weird to see. Not saying they would fail at it, because they wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Anything they do well.
The thing is, you know, when Apple can't make a product, right? They'll endorse the company almost. They push their products to their website and their stores. So DJI is the company that they endorse. They, of course, you know, DJI's app runs better on iOS. I don't think that Apple really has anything to do with that. But it runs better on iOS. If you walk into any Apple store, they've got some sort of DJI drone on display. You can go up, you can touch it, you can hold it. It's a fake. I went up to the Mavic Air the other day and it looked so real, and I went to go turn it on and the button was like not real. You couldn't even push the button on the battery. But like DJI is like Apple's like, you know, drone company that they endorse. They endorse GoPro.
Right.
You know, of course they're not going to enter the action camera market, and they say, okay, we'll endorse GoPro.
I'm sure Apple funds a little bit. Like, I mean, when we look at DJI and we see DJI is very, very centric around iOS, like it just works incredibly well on iOS. Now, whether that be because we're just dealing with one specific product and it's easy for them to develop an app. I mean, I know, speaking from a developer standpoint, it's easy for us to create an application just for iOS because we're only dealing with one specific hardware, one set of code.
Yeah.
That you know, and then of course now, like with the iPhone 10, you have to adjust, you know, the schema a little bit. But with Android, Jesus, it's, you know, so many different cameras and you got to put so many different options. But what's hilarious to me is that you have the Crystal Sky monitors that are running Android. And you would think that they would have a better Android application based upon that Crystal Sky is based on Android. Like, it just, to me, it just doesn't make any sense.
Now, okay, I know where you're coming from. So the DJI Go app would be better. Now, here's the thing is, with the Crystal Sky monitor, you can only use like Crystal Sky, right? You can't use it as like a tablet, like an Android tablet, right?
Right. It's just a Crystal Sky monitor. You don't even have the Google Play Store. You have to connect. So the updates basically work sort of like a ROM almost, and you're downloading your firmware via Wi-Fi to the tablet, and it's actually updating the firmware, which is basically integrating into the application. So it's sort of an interesting. It's sort of interesting.
Got it. So now, I think what would be a little bit more enticing to actually go out and buy a Crystal Sky monitor is if it ran Android and you could just like open up the DJI Go app, and then like from there you could continue to use it as a monitor, like or as a tablet. I think that would make me want to buy it.
That would be ideal. The biggest appeal to me for Crystal Sky is just the nits, the brightness. Like, we're talking 1,000 nits, 750 nits brightness, an LCD screen which is super legible outside. I mean, I would love that.
Yeah, what I find myself doing when I go and I take like a video outside or I'm taking pictures is like I'm hunched over my screen and I like try to like move around until like my back is at the sun, and then I like look and I line up my picture.
I've been using like a sunshade. It's sort of like, it's a janky sunshade, but it works, but it's not ideal. Like, especially like with a Mavic, like most people don't have, like, I've got this on mine, like the Skyread. And I mean, this thing works well, but like it sort of now defeats the purpose of making it so mobile where I can just throw a controller in the bag and go. Like, I don't know. It's sort of weird, but I hope they
Here's
do
one thing.
new.
I gotta grab something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna send you one of these because I've got a couple of them. They are the industrial rotor. They're the industrial rotor like sunshades. Okay. And the reason that they're so cool is because you can actually physically take off this part of the Phantom remote controller.
Oh,
this
really?
this whole thing, and they give you like this little metal attachment that goes in there, and then you have like this case that you put your iPad in or your phone, whatever you want to do. You screw it in, and it's all like one. You don't have like this with the iPad put into it and then the sunshade strapped on the iPad. It's dope.
Oh, that is pretty sweet.
And they sent me a couple, so like if you want one, like
yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, obviously, I am in the Sunshine State, so you know.
Yeah, how does it feel to be able to fly like every day down there,
dude? But it's not like, you know what it is though. Like, I get bored so often, like, because the terrain is always beaches, and like everywhere you want to fly where it looks cool, like there's an awesome building or something. There's a freaking airport right there, like. So you got to call into the tower. Try to get approval. A lot of times they will. They're just like really cool about it. They'll get, like, you just tell them like, hey, I'm flying, 75 feet or whatever. they're cool about it. But like downtown Tampa is such a nice place. There's so many islands and stuff.
Such a drag to call the
I know, right?
Oh my god.
I can't wait till it's all done electronically. Like,
I know.
where we can just like submit it and just get an instant approval or denial. I mean, it's
coming, but I wish that they would have just started like that, you know?
They should have. We're in a mobile world. Everything needs to just be mobile. Like, just
exactly.
I hate, like, you know what's bad? Like, I hate even picking up the phone calling people. I just, like, if I can't text you, I don't want to talk. Like it's just, like, I don't want to talk. That's just how I am with it. Like, you know, beyond obviously this, like, it's funny because like we're always, you know, putting out videos and things like that, and then like to think, you know, I haven't noticed. Here's the problem with the humidity. I don't keep a drone long enough to know whether or not there's going to be an issue, you know. So I mean, if tomorrow like my drone had a humidity issue or like something that crashed it, I would be so happy. Because you know, with you know, having insurance on it, I would be happy. I would get a new one.
I don't have any insurance on my drone. People always tend to ask me if I've got State Farm. I made a video about State Farm. I think it'd be great if you did it. I just don't even. I don't have insurance.
I put State Farm on there. They gave me a card. They gave me the whole thing. I got the app. I mean, it was a pretty smooth process. They took down the serial number. You know, and the funny thing is, the lady doesn't even know what she's looking at. She just looks at the receipt, sees where you purchased it from. She didn't even make.
She knows the price.
She knows the price. She didn't even make me turn it on. Whether the drone worked or not when I left the office didn't matter. So I thought that was.
Oh, so you actually went to a State Farm office with with your drone.
I didn't feel like doing this over the phone because I was like, this is probably going to be one of those things I'd rather just do in person. So it was like, you can either pay $75 out of pocket or have them bill you. I think it's like $8.99 a month, which I did the $8.99 a month because if I crash it tomorrow, the policy will pay for itself, and there you go. And what was odd was you can choose the amount that you can insure it for more than you paid for it. That's freaking weird.
That's really weird. Here's the thing: is another thing I was looking at, and you know, kind of going into what I was saying about, you know, different payloads on your drone, being able to buy the drone and then the payloads, is that when you go to some of these insurance companies, they ask you to insure the payload separately from the drone, which makes sense. But then when you go to register a drone like the Phantom 4 Pro, how are you supposed to do that? You know?
Yeah, exactly. You know, I was wondering, like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, if I crash a drone, like, what are they going to need to see, like, to file a claim? You know, like, I'm sure there's all sorts of, like, obviously insurance fraud. Like, what do they need? Like, if I send them, like, flight logs or something, are they going to know what to look for? Like, they're not going to know.
Here's the thing, too, is I've got my drone, and it's a little bit broken, and I could say it's broken and doesn't fly, and would they send me the money? You know? I
don't know. I mean, it's definitely... Yeah, well, yeah, they probably would. I mean, so John just said if I crash my drone this year and I had my policy, they'd probably terminate my policy.
Yep.
But you know what, though? It may be okay. It may be worth it. It may be worth it just for that one time.
I know. Because, dude, you learn. Like, you learn after you crash your drone.
Oh, yeah. Like, yeah, absolutely. It's a shitty feeling.
I put my drone up in a tree, and I had to have my dad's friend come with his bucket truck and get it down because it was supposed to rain that night. My dad was like, "Oh, I guess you just got to leave it there until tomorrow." I was like, "No, that's got to come down tonight. It's raining tonight." But after that, I haven't crashed my drone. I mean, I've gotten close to trees and stuff, but
yeah, John just said they told him he would terminate it. Honestly, I've never had insurance on a drone. I mean, I put like, after I obviously had that accident in December, I put like DJI Care Refresh on the Spark, and the Spark I sent the Spark out to DJI so they can take a look at that motor issue I was having. So I don't even have that. So we'll have to see how that is. It's getting there tomorrow, so hopefully that'll be a smooth process. We'll see how Refresh actually works. Like, if it's as fast as it is.
Yeah, that's a good video idea for you. Obviously, once you get it back, before you even open the box, you know, make
a
video review.
I'm gonna do a video on it. It's, you know, it's hard. Like, it's so funny, like, trying to find like great video ideas lately. I tell you what's totally not drone related, but is just so hype. Fortnite for Android, dude.
Is it coming?
Dude, it's coming, but it's like search for Fortnite. You know Jeremy Judkins, right? Both of us follow Jeremy.
Yeah, I just saw him talking in the chat earlier.
He's an awesome guy. Big, he makes this random video about exposing people with Fortnite for Android. He's up to like almost 500,000 views.
That's crazy. I saw that.
Just crazy. I was watching it this morning. I just check in on the video now and then. I'm just like, just blew up. And I was like, I couldn't be happier because he's such, he's like one of those YouTubers that's like down to earth. Like he's not a jerk off at all. So like I appreciate that. Like there's so many of them that you can just like. I had to unfollow a bunch of them. I was like following a bunch of them, and I had to unfollow them because all they want to talk about is what shoes they buy and stuff. And I'm not like that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Oh, and that brings me to the last thing I wanted to talk about too with you guys. So up in the air lately, for the past couple of episodes, I've monetized them. For now on, the replays not going to be monetized any further. Any of our super chats that we do through here is going to be split between Billy and myself to either better the stream, to get better equipment, to make the stream more professional. Obviously, you saw some of the issues that we had. The other thing that we're going to be doing is trying to fund giveaways for DJI Workshop. Like we want to give back to the community. We think it's a fantastic opportunity to do so. So we're going to use anything that we get to give back to you guys, because it's not about us. We're not in it for money at all. We're just in it for the love of the game, I guess, if you want to call it that. So just wanted to throw that out there. Did we get any submissions on that?
Dude, I was just going to check that.
Oh, there's Jeremy right there.
Yeah, he has something there. It looks like we got no submissions from anybody.
Dude, that's 4,300 members. No, we did get one, and I'll go ahead and dare I click another freaking button here.
What is it, your own?
No, I didn't. Come on, man. We got Ryan Greenwood submitted a photo. Let me see if.
Can you put that up?
Yeah.
Maybe put it over my face. Can you put it over my face?
What do you mean throw it over your face? Hang on, let me look here. So
drag it over the screen over my face, and then how OBS works.
There it is. There it goes. So can everybody see that? So this is Ryan Greenwood's photo, and I think this is an awesome looking photo. That's a pretty dope photo, if you ask me.
I can't see it, so I'm gonna wait for it to come through on the stream.
So yeah, you can't see it until it comes through on the screen. But this is Ryan Greenwood's photo. He's a member in the DJI Workshop group. You know what I didn't get, and probably would have been a good idea, is to ask them where these photos were taken at.
True, yeah. Yeah.
But so there it is. It's in the chat now, so everybody should be able to see that. But yeah, that's such a nice shot. The exposure is perfect. The scenery. It looks like something you would see on Bing.
On Bing.
You know what I mean? Doesn't that look like something we would see?
Oh, where is it? I can't see it. Did you put it on the stream yet?
Yeah, it was on the screen. It's on the screen right now.
Oh man, hold on. Oh, there. Okay, I see it. Dude, that is nice. All right, so I'm gonna have to say that looks like Ireland.
Yeah, it does. The other thing I guess we need to add for like the next time is what are they shooting on? So I don't know if this is a Mavic. If I had to guess, because I zoomed in on it, it looked like a Mavic.
It does look like a Mavic. I can tell.
It looked like a Mavic just because of the crop factor. So, but I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So you know what the one thing I don't like about the Mavic is that you can't shoot 4x3.
On the Mavic, you can't. It's only 16:9.
16:9 or 4x3. The only two.
That sort of sucks, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I want? I want like that super wide. I want to start shooting like wide because like every time I watch a video on my phone, it's like if you want to punch in on it, you lose the content. I'd rather already have it formatted to like 21:9.
Yeah, dude. I'm all about those new aspect ratios.
The new aspect ratio is so dope. Like I just wish like I'm really praying that Canon puts out like a non-joke 4K camera.
I know. They need a 4K camera so badly.
Dude, the M50, I had so much pause in even thinking about buying it because it's like, it's a joke. It really is. The crop factor, 1.7 in 4K, and then no dual pixel. I mean, come on, Canon. Get with it already.
Very annoying.
It is annoying. Panasonic's dropping, dude.
I'm trying to pull up a statistic here. All right, I've got it. So I'm gonna circle around back to Fortnite really quickly because that seems to be all the rage. Take a guess at how much Fortnite is making per week from just mobile.
All right, so just mobile per week, and obviously it's only iOS. I'm gonna venture to say, and no research here, per week, $200 million.
Oh no, gotta be crazy. It's $6.4 million.
Okay, 6.4 million. Okay, I don't know. I mean, I know it's a ridiculous game. I mean, what's bad is I can't even freaking play it. Like, I downloaded it on my iPad, I downloaded it on my phone, and I started playing it, and I'm just like, I don't know. The experience is sort of eh.
Yeah. All right. So Fortnite makes $6.4 million per week. And I guess I haven't played it. I don't know what you can buy. I guess different skins and stuff like that. After that is Candy Crush. So the big thing is it passed Candy Crush. Candy Crush made in the past week $5.8 million. Still a lot. Clash of Clans came in next with $4.1 million, and Pokemon Go is at the bottom with $2.7 million.
And PUBG is not even in the mix, is it?
Do they have a mobile app now?
They have a mobile app. PUBG's got a mobile app.
They might have. I know that
honestly, I can't even play Fortnite. I want to play it just because there was a lot of interest in it. Like, but what kills me? This is what kills me. Like, as a most gamers, I wonder what the statistic is for gamers. Like, what mobile device do they use? Are they using iOS or Android? I bet you a lot of them probably would say Android.
I know. Yeah, I'm looking right now. There's no PUBG on the There's no PUBG on the iOS store. There's like a utility for it, Ultimate Utility. I guess that's like kind of like telling you about the guns and stuff. Yeah. But wait, look at this. I looked up PlayerUnknown's Battleground, and here, let me see if I can kind of throw this on the screen. Look at the ad and look at the little box, like the logo it has. It looks exactly like the PUBG. It's like a cartoon version of what PUBG looks like.
That's hilarious, dude. There's a lot of developers just popping out these crappy games. Oh man, it's crazy. And going through like the videos, like after when Jeremy made his video and I went through, I'm like, oh, let's see how many people are actually like profiting off of this. So if anybody was bitching that they can't make that viewer count, just make yourself a Fortnite video about Android, and you're gonna have your viewer. You're probably not gonna hit your subscriber count. You're gonna get some stupid unlikes, or dislikes, but
that's the thing is. Any video where you get an obscene amount of likes, you're gonna get dislikes on that video. Like you can go to someone's top video and it'll be probably 1/3 dislikes. I'm not trying to gloat here, but that is different for me. My most popular video is the 12 intelligent flight modes video. I've got 537,000 views on it, and that's like what made my channel. So you guys got to realize that one good video and your channel will be made. I mean, it's all about luck. And I'm not saying I got lucky on this. I've got 12,000 likes and 203 dislikes. So I made this video. Let's see, the published date was February 5th, 2017. So that was more than a year ago. Wow. And I can say that it gets about 2,200 real-time views over 48 hours. So about like 1,100 views a day, that single video. But I think the main thing that I'm trying to get across is like anyone trying to start YouTube. I know this is something that maybe we'll talk about in future episodes, just getting started on YouTube. You just got to keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, even days when I didn't want to make a video, I'd make a video. And now I sort of hit the brakes. Like if I'm not in the mood to make a video, I won't make one in fear that like it's not up to my standards. Because yesterday, Sunday, I wasted 4 or 5 hours trying to make a video and it just didn't work out. But anyway, you just got to keep with it.
But but you're right. Like people get discouraged because they're not getting the results they want, or they're not. I would suggest anybody get yourself like a TubeBuddy. Maybe not at first, but get a couple of videos going. Get TubeBuddy. And I'm not sponsored by them, or I use them, but I'm not like promoting. I don't even have an affiliate link with them, but I use TubeBuddy, and it's like I'm not saying my channel's like I get decent views now and then, but it's all about hitting that right. I don't know. Topic, I guess.
Yeah, no. It's about consistency, I think, in the long run. And I was talking to somebody in the beginning, somebody who I actually go back and forth with, Bob. I talked to him through Twitter, and he said that he wants to start up his YouTube channel. He's got 11 subscribers and 9 videos, and that was me. I mean, I had 9 videos, I had 11 subscribers. It's all about sharing, again, consistency. And the way that I treated it in the beginning was a way to express myself, share my videos with not only my family and friends, but hopefully others in the future. And it ended up growing to what it is now. So like I think that YouTube is looked at as this thing to get online and make money.
It's not money.
It's not. No.
It's not money. I mean, that's an after effect.
Yeah, you want to get into it thinking that you are going to, get online, interact with people. I mean, meeting people. We met because of YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's funny. I commented on a couple of videos of yours, and then, all of a sudden, this group popped up, and I'm like, oh, I'll click on the group. you know, we just started chatting, and then, you know, I think Bill added me in, and I think my webcam froze.
Yeah, you're frozen. You're frozen right now.
Damn
Good
it.
old Logitech.
Logitech just killing it, man. I just froze in the most ridiculous manner too.
You're like, yo,
Dude,
you're
this
totally
is
rocking out.
so not cool. Come on, Logitech.
You're rocking out right now.
Dude, I'm just like
Hey, I guess
the audio's still good, I think.
Yeah, hopefully. While you're
Um,
frozen, let me quickly ask you about that overhead shooting rig behind you.
so
Did you make that?
So yeah, I made that. What's funny is this table here was all I had, and I actually had the camera set up there to basically face down when I had my old Canon, and there's actually a light built into there. But funny
Cool.
story about the light is that I have to I would have to adjust the shutter because the light was really bad, like it was bad.
Wow. Okay.
So I would always get like this roll-in flicker through the video. So
Yeah.
I since just moved away from that, but I actually have a GoPro there, and then I just use a RX 100 for my overhead shots
Yeah, I
now.
remember you saying that.
So because it's super light, but the autofocus is good and that zoom is good. So I am
Yeah.
just so it's I'm okay with being frozen and still having my audio. I mean, I am playing the air guitar. Like, I don't know, this is like the most obscure way to be frozen. I'm afraid to even touch it because the audio is okay.
Audio is all you need.
Audio is all you need. This is a podcast now. That's just, you know, that's just my podcast photo. But hopefully we'll get all these bugs worked out. I'm trying to get a new laptop, a Windows gaming laptop that has a built-in GPU, so that way it'll encode a little bit better, and hopefully,
Cool.
you know, vMix will be the saving grace for this whole stream once we get vMix going, because then we won't have to worry about Skype. We won't have to worry about all this other sidebar crap.
Yeah, I'm excited. It seems pretty good. I'm actually, when we're done here, I'm probably gonna go and watch like a review of it real quick just to see what you're talking about.
Honestly, it seems like anything worth using for a live stream, you got to pay for.
Okay.
So I mean, you know, honestly, $350 now will probably be better because I like doing the live streams a little bit more than, I wouldn't say than making videos, but try to do a collective mix. I think streaming opens up a whole new dynamic, which is just
Yeah,
much,
being able
much
to
better.
interact real time
Yeah.
with the people that. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I enjoy the interaction more than anything. So, but shit, what is time? Oh, it's 9:38. So, guys, that's really it for tonight. We're going to like try to fine tune this more. Obviously, we have a lot of testing to do, but we'll test this more throughout the week to try to like get the audio or figure out what the heck's going on. Like they can't see it, but I have like, let me see if I transition over to the screen. I don't even know. I can't even transition right now. But anyways, there is like a crazy amount of audio channels going in OBS. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the first like couple, we'll have some rocky.
Skype did work better than I thought, though. Like, I mean, your video's coming in like crazy good. It's better than Hangouts quality, I think.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Who's that? Francesca? What's that? You see all those hearts in the stream? What's up with the hearts? Who's
Damn,
that for?
someone's.
Is that a shout out for somebody?
Yo, Francesca's my girlfriend. Someone's talking to her.
Is that your girlfriend?
That's my girlfriend's name. That's not my girlfriend. Unless it's somebody else who's her friend. I got no idea.
Alessandro? Huh, that's weird. I am still just rocking the air guitar hardcore over here. So good, so good. So yeah, I think this was a pretty much a decent success for like the amount of freaking trouble. So thanks for holding the fort down, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. And of course, it's only gonna get better. So.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll go ahead and flip this over to the warming up the gerbils. Pull that out of there. God, I don't know what the hell's going on here. It's funny, both webcams say they're on, but they're not on. I don't know.
What's that?
Both webcams say they're on, but they're doing something. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
it's so weird.
dude, it really is. I'm just glad like we've had a good stream the whole time and nothing was jacking up. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
If you have any questions, make sure you hit us up in DJI Workshop. You can follow Billy on Twitter. Billy, you want to throw your Twitter in the chat there? And,
yeah, yo, it's just at Billy Kyle. I'll throw it in here really quickly. Yeah, I've been trying to be more active on Twitter. Twitter's a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, dude, it's real time, man. That's where it's at.
I know.
So, and they're not stealing our data, so it's good. Well, at least that we know of, right? That we know of.
I mean, look, there's probably a lot of our data that's out there already that we don't know about.
I'm sure people know more about us than we know about us.
Yeah, yeah, right.
So thanks everybody. A lot of new people in the chat, a lot of new people on the stream. So thank you for everybody watching. It was an awesome time. We will see you guys next week. We're not going to do a show like every week, guys. I'm probably going to mix it up. Like if something's like we'll still do featured members each week, but we'll just try to mix it up as we go. Try to keep it as interesting as possible. But
yeah.
Alrighty, guys. I will see everybody